I'm Jill Yamashita. I am the cognitive psychologist on campus. So I have two main specialties in cognitive psychology. My first main area that I specialize in is perception. Specifically, I study the other race effect, which is basically where a person is better at identifying faces of the same race compared to faces of other races. The other area of specialty I have is in memory. My specialty there is in false memory. So I examine how easy it actually is to create false memories in individuals. So in order to do what I do, you actually have to have a PhD. So got, of course, the bachelor's degree, and then I got the master's degree, and then after that, I got my PhD. The PhD program that I went into is the University of Nevada, Reno, and I actually got my master's degree as I was going to get my PhD. So it's called a concurrent program for the two systems. And my specialty area for my degree is actually experimental psychology. So other pathways other than academia is the private sector, as we call it. This is by working through private companies. And some people in my area would look at face recognition software. So their specialty areas is to look at face processing, but through machines. So basically they help people who write the software perfect the ability to actually detect and recognize faces. Other people in my field work for the government. So they might work for the Air Force, or they might work with some, the Army, different types of organizations. So for experimental, the big one, of course, research methods. Since it's a requirement, you don't have to really worry about that, but yeah, I would definitely require that. Stats. Psych 301, even though it's an alternative, you don't have to take it, you take 305 instead. For my area, it's a must. So that would be one of the big ones. Of course, if you have anything that you want to study. In experimental psychology, experience and research. So no big surprise here, work in a laboratory of some type. Okay, it doesn't have to be the area that you want to go into, but it should be in some kind of laboratory setting. So you get some of the skills, because one of the things that they don't want to do is train you on everything. They don't mind training you on the stuff that's new and different for their lab, but they don't want to start you from the ground, right? They don't want to start you from the very beginning. They want to, they're going to expect that you know how to read an article, to evaluate an article, things that they come in assuming. They're going to assume that you know some statistics. Maybe not all of it, no one knows everything, but some. As you work in a lab, you learn these type of things. Not to mention you get advantages like you get to learn how to conduct research. So that's a huge advantage, is you need to have some type of research experience in the lab. And that's just not just for me. That's also for clinical, social, developmental. Pretty much any grad program will expect some type of research experience, not just classroom. One of the biggest challenges are the different skills level of students. So as a teacher, we love to teach. We love what we do. But one of the biggest challenges of what we do is having students at so many different levels of abilities, working with, two different populations, those who are there and those who aren't quite there yet. It's finding the time where you're not boring the people who get it, but you're able to help those who need it. Because if you can't build the bridge, you're failing a whole entire group. So we have to find this balance by not going too slow, but not going too fast, to reach that level of, okay, I'm going at a good pace for almost everybody. I might lose a couple people because I'm going a little too slow or a little too fast, but the majority of the students I'm reaching. And that is a hard balance to find sometimes, because every class is different. Seeing you guys get it, I love that. The light bulb goes off in class and you're going, yes, they get it. And you savor these things, because there are plenty of times where you go, okay, it's not quite understood as well as you want it to be, so you go over it again. But when that light bulb goes off, it's like, oh my God, yes. Because it means that you're doing your job. People are learning it, people are getting it, And, as a person who loves what they teach, that's one of the big things, right? You want them to love what you love, right? So when you see the light bulb go off and they're going, I get it, and they're going, okay, now I know why you like this stuff. It's like, yes. It means that, unbeknownst to you guys, you're learning a lot. We learn a lot more than we know. And we see it as you just go up just a little bit. You might wait till you go from here to here. But we see you guys develop over time, and it's fantastic. And it's one of the most satisfying things, seeing a person grow into their potential. Maybe. Words of advice? Learning shouldn't be for school. Learning should be forever. So in other words, just because you finish school doesn't mean you should stop learning. It should be something that you take, because it's part of you and it never, can be left. It's something that you always have. So I think that something you should take away is the love of learning. Is take what you're learning here and expand upon it. Learn more, even if you don't go on to graduate school, because not everybody's going to. And that's fine. But don't give up the love of learning. Don't give up on learning new things, even if it's not in psychology, right? Because that is one of the greatest things that we can do for ourselves.